Alright y'all, today on Curdy Flow Live, we take a deep dive into how scheduling the ever popular and viral cosmetic surgery known as the BBL or Brazilian butt lift turned into a deadly dance with a Mexican cartel known simply as the Gulf. Matamoros, Mexico, a place on the border of North Mexico and the southern tip of Texas, so dangerous that the FBI and the American Travel Advisory designate it as a level 4 do not travel location, putting it on par with places such as Afghanistan, Iraq, and North Korea. And as you can see from this diagram, it is not the only place in Mexico with this very ominous warning. Now I know it's spring break and South Padre Island is one of the more lit places to fly down to and party with thousands flocking Brownsville, Texas every year to party on Boca Chica Beach. But if you have no business in Mexico right now, then you have no business in Mexico right now. This brazen attack on Americans in broad daylight is proof in and of itself that the Mexican cartel run the show and you are in their territory the second you step foot, or in this case drive your vehicle over that border out of America and into the Corazon del Fuego or Heart of the Fire. Now according to police reports and other American officials, 4 Americans, Eric Williams along with his friend Zindal Brown, Latavia McGee, and Shaid Woodard traveled from Lake City, South Carolina to Mexico last week so that Latavia McGee could quote unquote get a cosmetic surgery when they were struck by a truck and shots rang out through the van they were traveling in, forcing a crash that resulted in members of the Gulf Cartel ambushing and placing all 4 in the back of their trucks. Now whether they were really there to get this surgery or not is still up for debate, because even Michelle Williams, the wife of Eric Williams, admitted to WTPW that she had no idea her husband was even going anywhere near Mexico, saying Eric told her he was just going to help a couple friends. Help a couple friends do what? Move a couch, fix a bike, use the BBL surgery as a cover for a drug run? Albeit that's nothing more than speculation, but the criminal history of the Americans involved has to at least be looked at and will be scrutinized, because a couple of the Americans had extensive rap sheets. Nonetheless, 4 days after being ambushed and kidnapped in the streets of Mexico, an unnamed state attorney told the Associated Press that the missing American citizens were found in a rural area east of Matamoros called Hijado Longoreno on the way to the local beach ironically known as Playa Baghdad, 2 of which Mexican authorities confirm on Tuesday. Shaid Woodard and Zindal Brown were found dead. McGee and Williams were found alive but injured and had to witness what the cartel did to their friends right in front of them. One Mexican national, Jose N., was arrested upon finding the Americans. It is said that he was guarding them in the house that they had been taken captive. Now, drug run or not, this is just one way the Mexican cartel advertises for their syndicate. Very much like the Taliban, Al-Qaeda, or ISIS, early on in the war against terrorism would kidnap American and American allied journalists such as James Foley and send the gruesome tapes straight to the press and every media outlet, which once they saw how viral their first video went, they made these videos for sport, showing captive Americans held as POWs and ending with the most unspeakable acts. Those videos served as recruitment tactics for ISIS and the Taliban. In the same way, this advertises to all the rest of the cartel in Mexico that the Gulf is a fearless and lawless group that will not hesitate to take action not only against other cartel, but America as well. But inarguably the oddest plot twist from a criminal syndicate and breaking news during the actual filming of this video, the Gulf Cartel has allegedly apologized and surrendered the alleged men who were responsible for the incident, along with a supposed apology letter. Now to me this feels like a red herring, a bluff to save face, or even mock America, because the men who were handcuffed and turned over by the cartel to authorities do not bear any resemblance to the men in the initial video of the incident. It is my understanding after speaking with Border Patrol and ex-cartel members that border cities are typically off limits because of the attention something like this can attract. I was told Americans typically only get robbed at the border if they are in trucks the cartel can utilize. Petty theft isn't a business that they partake in because they make so much money from the drug trade itself that small crimes are not worth it. But a complete surrender and apology feels sus as hell and completely out of character for such a deadly group of men. Now this story is a toxic cocktail of a gang that rules by fear and intimidation, a place a million miles away from South Carolina, and one bad day in Mexico which ended in a deadly mixture that left 2 Americans dead and 2 Americans left to tell the tale. My word of advice is do your due diligence, and if you must travel abroad, research not only the city you will be going to, but every place surrounding it. Keep the engagement with the locals to a minimum, and turn your situational awareness up a notch the entire time you are abroad. This goes not just for the dangerous areas, but the safe spots as well. Crime is not designated to one neighborhood, and you can get got anywhere at any time. FBG Duck got hit on the Rodeo Drive of Chicago in front of the Louis Vuitton store, and he was a street smart dude and knew how to move around, especially in his own city. Now imagine the criminals in other countries who can smell the tourist on you and look at you like a walking bag of free money. Stay vigilant, stay prepared, and stay tuned to Curdy Flow so you never miss a moment. Peace I leave you with, my peace I give you. Stay safe out there, y'all. Like the video if you like the video, and as always, I will catch y'all in the next one.